Okay, this is Mike Merlin Means of Merlin Public Media, and tonight we have another installation of our guest DJ program. Tonight we are doing an interview
Party,
with
with Party Boys Productions.
Party Boys Productions, and you are
My name is DJ Dave.
DJ Dave, Party Boys Productions. So we're going to be talking about music and DJing and everything that goes along with that. So let's start out with the first big question. How long you been DJing, man?
Live performances, 7 years. Just for the backyard parties, another 3, so like 10 years altogether.
Okay.
You know, you gotta love them backyard parties. Hey, can you DJ? I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'll do it. Here and
Well, that's how you get started on a lot of stuff, you know. If somebody needs you and you say, well, I'll give it a go.
Yeah. And that's what kicked it off was like me and my wife's brother Richard. He had an idea that he wanted to be a rock star. I was like, okay, well, you need to stop smoking weed off of that one, stop smoking what you're doing, and come back down to reality.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do that.
And he just he said, well, why don't we start DJing? So we started learning about a turntable. I mean, little $100 turntable, practiced in the garage, and I learned how to mix and find out what you like, because if you ain't doing what you like, it ain't going to go smoothly,
No.
So
you got to like it, they got to like it.
Right. You got to sound good too, otherwise they ain't going to get paid. You can have all the highest equipment in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, you ain't going to get paid. But me, I come from a background of musicians. I play the guitar and bass myself, and from that end, my whole family is into audio, and hey, I got speakers for a great deal,
Yeah. So let's talk gear for a second.
Sure.
What are you traveling with?
Matter of fact, I just bought me I want to go powered speakers, but the way my system is built from the start was all active speakers. Well, actually non-power speakers.
Mm-hmm.
When they're cheaper, I was on a beer budget.
Understood. We all start that way.
But right now, after evolution of speakers, buying this and buying that, I mean, right now I'm rocking some electro voice speakers, 2-channel 15s. I've 400 watts RMS a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done weddings, 100 people with them, no problem. They're clean for live music and voice. I mean, that's what I like. They're not too punchy, but that's what a subwoofer's for,
Yeah.
Powering those, I just bought a Crown XLI 3500. As well, Crown's the leader, so why not pay for it? I mean, with all the gigs I got going on and with everything going on, I mean,
you got to be able to depend on your gear, man.
And that's the worst feeling. I showed up to a wedding, I did one, and I was like, I showed up 2 hours early even, and my amp wasn't working, my mixer wasn't working. I was just like stressed the hell out, like my cables. And then, come 5 minutes to the show, I figured out that it was just cross wires, and I forgot to plug this in, and I was 5 minutes to the show time, and luckily everything turned on.
Yeah.
I didn't have a backup, so now I go to shows with a backup with me and a little power rack, and for my subs, I'm doing like a big old Behringer amp, like an iNuke. It's like for like 8 ohms, it's like 2400 RMS.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah, for the subs, I mean, it goes all the way down to 2 ohms, but I don't, at 2 ohms, it's for like 6,000 RMS at 2 ohms. Yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, I got enough gear to do a large parties, but the thing is, I really like the EVs because they're clean, they're affordable, and I've dropped them once. Honestly, I dropped them once and they took a beating. So versus, you get what you pay for, you know. That ain't cheap at a little over $1,000 a pair. But I've made, they're just like everything else. You got to invest into your equipment if you want to keep on doing this business.
Yeah.
You can't show up with Radio Shack shit and expect to do like the thing.
I didn't even know. Are they even still out there, man?
They're supposed to make a comeback a couple years ago. I think like online presence, like an online store, just like Best Buy, because I know they're fading. But now there's the online, I want to order this cheaper kind of era.
Yeah.
And for the works of it, someone else bought Radio Shack, because I did when I worked for that computer place, manufacturer, LED place. We actually approached them. They said, yeah, they were coming back soon with stores in like Texas and Oklahoma, 2 retail stores. But I never really heard anything more about that,
Well, they died an ugly death. They were, I mean, if you wanted parts in most small towns in the country, I need a capacitor, I need a diode, I need. They were the only place you had.
Yeah, they're the go-to. They had everything.
Yeah.
I need this last minute. I need this connector. I need this. Okay, we got you. And that's what I missed. That's why I loved it. Like it's like a kid in candy store. Everything you need is right there.
It's like
even the shit that you didn't need.
That was me at Fry's.
Yeah, Fry's is still great, but
they're gone in Vegas.
Oh, really? They're gone.
I heard they shut down Vegas.
Yeah, my buddy went out there not too long ago. He said they're no longer in business. I bought some speaker stands from them and some other stuff. Car audio and other stuff. But I think they're gone now. I think they'll, just like Sam Goody. Sam Goody was my spot too.
Yeah.
I think they're gone too.
Well, we still got Guitar Center and a couple of those others are still got to go to Vegas to get stuff, but still, it's quicker than mail.
It is. If you need something in a pinch, I'm driving to Vegas.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping Vegas has it. If
So
not, while I'm sitting there driving, I'm still looking on Facebook and Craigslist and for Plan B.
let's talk music. Every DJ's got their own thing. The last guy I interviewed was, how shall I say this? I guess the best word is eclectic. He'd start out with a speech and then go into a song and then drop into a commercial and then go into, and he's not a live DJ. He broadcasts. For his style, he's very good, but you are a live DJ with the crowd and hopefully a full ass dance floor.
There's live is, for example, I want to take weddings, for example. The first hour of a wedding, I am a nervous wreck, honestly. I got to worry about pronunciations. I got to worry about introductions. I got to worry about cue points. There's so much for me to worry about, and I am sweating my ass off just because I'm so nervous. Because all eyes are on you. Everybody's looking at you like, what are you doing? What's next? What's going on?
Yeah.
Within that first hour is like, just like any show, during any show, I was playing at the Avi casino here in Laughlin, Nevada, the first half an hour, 45 minutes, I was nervous because I didn't know what the fuck to play.
Yeah, you got to feel out the crowd.
I was playing some oldies and they weren't feeling oldies, so I switched to funk. And they're kind of, I see some toes tapping, some, people are tapping the machines. Okay, that's a starting point.
Yeah.
I go to the classic rock and then they just get mad dogged. People just sit there and stare at me. I'm okay, well, I guess Led Zeppelin and Kiss and Motley Crue is out for you then. Then the worst one is I got booed because I played bad Clearwater Revival.
Man.
They're like, boo, turn this shit off. This is garbage. I'm like,
that's pretty clear.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I ain't going there either.
Yeah.
It's just it's different. I mean, I've I've done a few radio gigs. I had this one guy a couple weeks ago interview me for a podcast, and he was actually from Chicago, and he was a guest at the Audi. And he interviewed me for a couple hours, and it was interesting. He used to be a DJ, carrying all those vinyl records, and
Uh,
I was like, bro, I was like, my one flash drive can hold your whole vinyl collection. I
yep.
was like, but the beauty of today, it's a little easier for us because we can have, 2,000 songs on a flash drive. And we know that we don't have to search for cue points for a record or, don't get me wrong, I still give a credit to these vinyl guys, but as digital guys, we got it easy. The only thing we got to worry about is the crowd, and when you're sitting up on stage, and all eyes are on you, people are looking like, okay, this is a great song. I like this song. What's next? And you forget how long a 2-minute song is. you know, so you really do, because you sit there. I'm sitting there scrambling. Shit, what else goes with this song? I'm trying something new versus something I played before. Because otherwise, what's the fun of it? I always, for me myself, I always try to challenge myself to play something new, at least a couple new songs, at least a couple new styles and stuff like that. I mean, it's just odd because when you're playing live, especially at a casino, you don't know what you're gonna get. There's been nights where I've been playing nothing but hard rock and Led Zeppelin and Bon Jovi and everybody's living on a prayer.
Yeah.
And there's been times where I get there and they don't want nothing but Spanish music. I mean, keep in mind, yes, I am Hispanic, but do I understand most of it? Hell no. I'm just throwing darts, man, throwing darts. Oh, this has a good beat. Yeah, I'll play this shit, And they're like, yeah, you don't play my song. And I noticed that, the Hispanic crowd is just like the old crowd. They want what they want. Don't mess it up. Don't sit there and try to talk over it. Just play the damn song. Don't try to remix it. Don't try to, I got, like, for example, I have a Selena remix where it's a little faster and the bass is boosted. And they got pissed off at that shit.
Well, they got purists out there, man.
They like I said, they want what they want. Leave it alone. Don't try to remix it. Don't try to, try to scratch on it. And they are, and no, especially, like this is one thing that her brother used to do. In the middle of the chorus, he used to start scratching on the chorus. So I'm like, no,
not on the chorus.
But not on the chorus, man. Don't do that. And he was like, no, fuck this. I'm the DJ. I was like, no, dude, don't do it. But just like, the Mexican music, like, that's their jam. You don't mess with their jam. They sit there singing along word by word, and they're having a great old time. And you just can't mess with their shit, man. Like
just play it. That'd be like if I come to see you and you started scratching in the middle of Pink Floyd, that'd be like throwing shit at you, man.
Oh yeah, I could be throwing shit. But I mean, just like everything else, I mean, your crowd is, you gotta sit there and read the crowd's body language. That's the number one thing I gotta do. I sit there and I normally get there at least a half an hour early, and I see what's been playing on the house music, or I see what kind of people are dressed. And half the time they're there listening to their phones, and I try to hear what they're playing on their phones, so I know where to go, where not to go.
Right.
If I see, all rednecks in a bar, okay, yeah, here we go, some honky tonk music and some, some ZZ Top, and I'm solid. If I see, nothing but, Modelos and Coronas on the table, and, I'm like, okay, I have to play Mexican music.
yeah, unless you want those bottles coming your way fast.
There's been a few close calls, but, luckily, especially, I have that booth protecting me. I can always duck down. you know. But it's when you're playing live, it's a different story. No matter if I'm doing a wedding, I'm doing a backyard party, it's all the pressure because you're there to give entertainment to these people, and that's what they want. They want their songs, they want to have a good time, and your job is to provide it. In what order, I don't know, but that's your job is to provide it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do that, they're gonna get pissed off really quick.
Oh yeah.
You know, this fucker sucks. Kick him out. We don't want. We can, my Spotify playlist is better than him. You know.
And I've seen some DJs out there. It's not you, my friend, but I've seen some out there where yes, my Spotify playlist is better than them.
And I agree. You know, I mean, that's the number one thing that I've learned. It's not about me. It's about for me personally. It's not about me playing music. It's about I have to know what's going on out there. So I'm always looking at the crowd. I'm always looking for some kind of body language, some kind of toe tapping, you know, mumbling along, singing along, bobbing their heads. You know, something like okay, yeah, they're enjoying themselves. You know, I've done weddings where no one danced the whole night. But at the end of the night, they came back up to me. Oh yeah, you're great. You're fantastic. Here's $100 tip. All right, fuck it. Yeah.
And nobody danced.
And nobody danced.
That's got to be one of the top weird DJ stories I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened twice to me. They did their you know, the father daughter dance, and the mother son dance, and then the married couple dance. And
yeah,
then no one. I played no matter what I threw. I threw Pitbull out there, no one danced. I threw some Usher out there, no one danced. I threw some fucking Bon Jovi out there, no one danced.
They just wanted background music then, man.
Yeah, I'm like this. Like I'm just here at jukebox. Like, dude, I could be home drinking beer right now.
But you don't get paid to sit at home and drink beer.
That's very true.
And if you did, get me that job.
That's right. But you know, it's just so odd because you know, as me for the past couple of years, I've been more active in bigger shows and doing this and doing that. Because I came, you know, I know what I can do now. I know more now than I did 3-4 years ago.
Well, let's hope so.
I hope so too. You know, according to the wife, I don't know shit, but
well, that's every wife. But you know,
you know, it's just you know, from doing so many weddings, it's like okay, I know what the wedding should do, and what pisses me off so much is when the wedding planners try to get involved into what I'm supposed to be doing.
Uh-huh.
And that's my number one pet peeve is I had a DJ this one wedding and the couple's still on the dance floor and she's looking at me like, we're 5 minutes over. Like they're the bride and groom are still dancing on their first song. I don't give a shit. You need to cut it.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, they're paying me. Who are you? You're just the wedding planner. So you know what? You go kiss my ass.
They're paying the wedding planner and you both do your jobs and leave each other alone and get this gig done.
Right. I just started to look, leave me alone and things will go smoothly. I'll let you know, you know, they picked a 4-minute song. I'm like, okay, you know, I saw about, you know, it's only 30. It's when she came and yelled at me, it was only like a minute and 30 seconds into the song. I'm like, they just started dancing, really, you know? Because, you know, some songs have that long introduction and stuff.
Oh, like yeah.
And it was just one of those songs that had a long introduction. And I told them, when I met with them, I said, you want me to kill the introduction? Oh, no, that's the best part.
Okay. Sometimes it is.
And sometimes it is, like you said. But, I mean, and then here comes the wedding planner just stomping around, a little 5'0" girl, you know, yelling at me. I'm like, you're looking like, yeah, okay, sure. You know.
See, you know what you should have done there, man? You should have opened up the mic. And let the bride and groom hear what she was doing. Just for a couple seconds. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, that's why I have two microphones. One, I carry a little wired one now, and my wireless one.
Mm-hmm.
Just the wireless one is right next to me and picks up everything. The little wired one, and it's a little Radio Shack one. But I mean, just to say, oh yeah, next song to the dance floor. I mean, do I really need a high quality mic for that?
Not particularly.
No, something decent, halfway decent. You hear my voice just fine. So that's why I use a little cheapy wired one.
Yeah, if it's got good mid range, that's all you need, really.
Yeah, you know, um, but yeah, I mean, it's just odd, man. I've seen it all. I've seen bridezillas. I've seen bridezilla's moms, and those are the worst. You know, weddings. I mean, it's supposed to be fun, and there's been times where they try to stiff me because I didn't take a drink with them.
Wow.
Like, no, I'm not paying you until you take this drink. It's like, well, I'm driving dark time down, like, especially in the Wallapai Mountains. It's dark as shit.
Yeah. And that road is winding.
Yeah, I just told him I can't, see it. Well, I ain't going to pay you unless you take a shot. All right. Just give me the shot real quick.
Yeah. Let's get this over with.
I want to get paid. I'm tired. I want to go home. And the longest wedding I've done was 12 hours.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was, I remember it was at the Aquarius Casino. And it was a Hispanic wedding. And they wanted a bunch of oldies. I never played so many oldies in my life. But they were dancing from start to finish. They didn't want to do they didn't want to do a lot of the stuff. They just want to book you and drink.
Like, well, okay then.
It was the easiest one I've done, but the longest one I've done.
Yeah, you talk about the bridezillas and stuff. That's why back when I was shooting, somebody asked me to do a wedding. It would start out at $1,500.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to do it.
There's been a few of those where I hit them high because I didn't want to do it. I didn't vibe with them, and that's the thing. I just don't take every single wedding. I have to sit there and talk with both of them.
Uh-huh.
And if I ain't vibing you, if I ain't feeling you, I'm not going to do your wedding. There's been times where they're just straight out like assholes when I first met them start to finish. I'm like, sorry, but you got to find someone else. Well, this is ridiculous. You're a DJ, right? Like, yes, I am. I was like, well,
you're an asshole.
I was like, you just say that you're just king shit. Oh, they're going to listen to me and they're going to do what I want when I want. Okay, you got a plan B?
Because it ain't me.
It ain't me.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I mean, if you're 100% asshole right off the bat, and I can't, even kind of connect to you a little bit or relate to you, I there's no way in the hell I can do your wedding.
No.
Or your party or your event or whatever. Because it's not going to go smoothly, and that's the worst feeling, is that when things don't go smoothly, it start like, trying to drive the SS Minnow, You're hoping you don't crash, but you're going to crash.
Yeah, that 3-hour tour ended quick, man.
Yeah, just I don't know, Mike. It's wild because every party I've done is different. Every wedding I've done different. Every event I've done is different, and that's kind of why I like doing it, because I'm a people person, as you know. Because me and Mike, you go way back.
We go back a bit. Yes, we do.
And the good old Cornfest days where everything's
oh yeah.
And yeah, man, like, you have a schedule and nothing goes to schedule. Okay, well, and they're all looking upon you. Why aren't you doing this?
That's not what I was hired to do.
Right. I'm not hired to plan your whole event and do your event and micromanage everybody. No, that's not part of my job. My job was to sit and play music.
Speaking of, what does David listen to for himself?
That's a good question, because Um, I like, honestly, Mike. I like a lot of the Hispanic like reggaeton, like the Bad Bunny shit,
Okay.
and the older and the older cumbias because it's more like almost like reggae. Uh, a lot of like for example, Celia Cruz, and she was like I guess like the founder of like salsa or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but she was, you know.
Well, I got it on record, man. So,
Well, I guess I'm better get
and
my
if it's
facts straight
wrong,
then.
somebody will send me a note saying, "Hey, man, dude was wrong."
Yeah, I know I'm pretty wrong, but I know I know a couple of her songs were really good, and they have a great like horn section. So it kind of reminds me of like ska,
Uh huh.
ska, like the Boss Tones and Big Bad Voodoo Daddy and Brian Setzer Orchestra. I like the big brass. I like instruments.
Yep.
And just something about because I grew up listening to punk rock. Bad Religion and No Effects and Pennywise and Black Sabbath and Circle Jerks, TSOL. That
Oh,
was
love
my.
those guys, man.
Oh yeah.
Love those guys.
You know. You know. I can't go into the story about a TSOL song called Cold Blue because I've back in my years of something like that happened.
Mm.
Not for me, but
Yeah.
someone I know something. Someone did something that's similar to the song.
Okay. And we'll let that go because we're not going to be busting anybody else's chops but our own.
I get my ass chopped up quite a bit.
Yeah, well, comes with being alive.
That's it, man. But yeah, so I mean, the four chord progression only does so much for you after over the years. So, as it's like doing your homework. I gotta listen to 2000s hip hop. I gotta listen to today's music, which isn't some of it's good, but a lot of it's just what the fuck is this shit? you know,
I do know. I do.
some of it's like what the hell is this? And but I like to listen to honestly. I like ska. Honestly, I like
Okay.
ska. I like I still listen to Brian Setzer Orchestra. I still listen to my Boss Tones. Um, those are the good days. I listen to a lot of reggae, Bob Marley, a lot of today's stuff like Dirty Heads. Um, depends what I'm doing. Like when I'm cooking, it has to be chill music because
Yeah.
it's going to go all the shit if I start listening to like punk rock and stuff. I'm gonna start cussing people out, throwing shit all over the place.
Yeah, you got to stay calm in the kitchen, man.
And stuff like that. So, um, but no, that's kind of what I do. The wife, a lot of the '80s music, I do like. Um, including Boy George. I still like one or two of his
You know
songs.
what? What was that style there? New wave. Was that it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Boy George, Human League. Trying to remember some others. I enjoyed that. That was some pretty cool stuff.
It's like whenever I watch a movie, honestly, I have my phone next to me and Shazam app. So whenever I hear a song, I hit the Shazam app. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a great song. I wonder who does it. And just like one of my favorite songs I like to play is Eddie Murphy. The one he did with Rick James, Party All the Time.
Ah.
And I was watching a TV special and they did TV special about Rick James. And I guess Eddie Murphy made a bet with somebody else for like a large sum of money, said that he couldn't sing. So that's how that song came into place. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Must be nice to be rich.
I would never know. I will never know.
Never know. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what I listen to. Just I like Rick James. I like the funk. I was watching Jay and Silent Bob the whole day. One of the movies, and they had Parliament and that Atomic Dog guy.
Yeah.
And they had him doing that Jungle Love. I'm sitting there in my living room just grooving, like, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. Give me horns and I'm happy.
you know, um, and that's kind of stuff I listen to. Is just like, okay, but don't you won't get me catching Kenny G on my playlist. I'm sorry. Kenny G is not on my playlist at all.
Yeah.
Gloria Estefan is, the Miami Sound Machine.
Mm-hmm.
It just, she to me is like, okay, these artists paved the way for today's artists.
Yep.
And that's what I kind of see the trends. Like, new music today is just copied music and copied beats from the older stuff. For example, Daft Punk, the song "One More Time." I watched a YouTube video on it, and turns out they copied the horns off of another funk artist.
Ooh.
To take out "One More Time," so they used the horns and showed them how to do it. And it was like I forgot his name, but if you get a chance, look up Daft Punk "One More Time" creation, and it shows you how they splice the horns, and then the beat, and it's pretty interesting. So just like the horns are really bright, so they had to settle it down a little bit and stretch it out and make the beat, and it's just a loop. I was like, damn, that is like totally simple, but it's awesome. So like like one of these days I gotta sit around and play with my own editing tools and stuff like that. But where I find the time, that's a different situation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother question.
Because I know producers, they spend a good 8 to 12 hours mixing something, making something, and it's just one song. I'm like, I don't got that kind of time to sit there in front of my computer to do one song. When it's not. I gotta be productive. Especially with the DJ, is that you always have to listen to what's out there, what kids listen to, because for me, my motto is you never know what that one phone call today could be. That one phone call can change your whole month, can change your whole week. Someone comes up to you, oh, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. You're like, oh shit, okay, yeah. Let me check my schedule real quick. I'm open. Okay, cool. I'm booked. Like for example, today I booked 3 weddings.
There you go.
For October, and they're like, yeah, we heard about you. We saw you live, and you're good. I was like, okay, thanks. I don't quote myself to be the best. There's a lot of artists out there, and there's a lot of the DJs here in town. I do give credit to. They've been doing it longer than I have, and but I still go out and I still listen to them because, they each, when you DJ, it's like your style, like you're cooking basically. Each of us have our own flavor. Like for example, me, I have a lot of I listen to a lot of 2000s and Latin music, and that's kind of where my I would say my flavor is.
Okay.
I like Latin music because it still has the big horns, has the great beats to it, and even though I don't understand half of it, but the beat's great. And it's nothing like it kind of turned me on because there's nothing in English the same. I mean, an artist called Faruko, he has like some merengue beats in there, some funk beats in there. I was like, dude, this is kind of groovy. I can dig this. What he's saying is, I don't understand all he's saying, but that's what YouTube is for. And
yeah, do a little research.
Oh, they sing about drugs and parties and sex. Okay, yeah, I can dig this.
Yeah.
Nothing none of these 80s bands have done, drug, sex, and rock and roll always sells.
Oh yeah.
Just like Striper and these other 80 hair metal bands, Motley Crue and Ozzy, and you don't tell me that look at Ozzy, but now he's still, every time he speaks, still sounds like he's all coked out.
Yeah.
But just
But Ozzy, man, it's Ozzy.
yeah, it's Ozzy, man. And just like I watched that movie about Motley Crue, uh, on Netflix a while ago, and that was like like behind the scenes of what they did, and I like watching these kind of like behind the scenes kind of thing, see what they're going through and see what they're being and see what it took to get there. Uh, just for me as a DJ, I'm yes, I'm doing it for the money. I ain't gonna lie. you know,
Yeah.
I ain't in the business if I can't get paid.
Yeah.
Because you got to figure out what your time is worth, what your gear is worth, and there's been a lot of close calls where, people try to dump, come around my booth with their open drinks, and that's one of my policies.
Oh God, no.
I'm like, no, you need to keep away. That's why I have that booth for a reason. It's like a shield. I tell people no, 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 and that's why I stopped doing a lot of bars because they have security there, but security wasn't protecting me.
Yeah.
I got $1,000 speakers here. Here I can't arrest one of these things going down or breaking because who's going to pay for it? Not the bar's going to pay for it.
No.
They're going to offer me $150 a night for 4 hours. I don't think so. I sit my ass home for that. And you want me here? Drunk people try to ruin my equipment and just like in my contracts when I sign contracts with these places, if there's any fighting of some sort, I'm done. I don't put up with it. There's been times where I played at a bar. I'm not going to mention the name. Where there's gunshots pulled out. I was like,
yeah,
fuck this shit. I'm done. I packed my gear up. They're like, well, you need to finish your shift. I was like, no, read my contract. Peace. I'll collect my money tomorrow.
uh-huh.
And it's still a ongoing battle to try and collect my money, but I mean it's only $150, so I'm like, whatever, It's water underneath the bridge. But I don't want no one fighting because I've been doing weddings where people got too drunk and they start fighting. And what happens when they're fighting? They're always near the DJ booth.
Of course they are.
It's like, why aren't you near the bar when you start drinking? Go wreck their shit. Like, don't work my shit. Wreck no, go away. There's been instances where I've actually hired private security. One of my buddies, he used to be a security officer, so I hired him to help me do events just to back people away. I do this wedding at the Aquarius, and they're all shit faced, and they start slugging each other. And I was very fortunate because the guy's head landed right in between my tripod on my speaker.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, I am done.
Uh-huh.
I shit up and I put down unplugged everything. They're like, what's going on? Why are you doing this? Like, you guys started fighting, read my contract. And that's something, because this is your, shit ain't cheap.
No.
Especially mic drops. I mean, people try to do a mic drop. Drop my microphone, see what happens. You get my bill. Buy me a brand new microphone.
Yeah, what's that? People that drop mics has never purchased a mic.
Exactly. It's like, the mic I use is a Sennheiser mic, and I paid about $300 for that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I can walk down the block, you still
yeah.
And
those boys got some range.
And I love that, because there have been times where I'm across the room and they're like, is your mic on reach? I'm like, yeah, it's on reach, trust me. I was like, yeah, this thing's awesome. I love this thing. I should have bought some of these sooner. But that's the thing about being DJ is like you buy stuff because it's on sale and because it's a good deal. Then you later on you find out you start doing some gigs with it. Bro, this is some bullshit. It blows, it clips.
Yeah.
So much feedback and the older DJs are like, yeah, man, I told you. Buy it once and call it a day and eat it.
Yeah.
In the back end, that's all you're gonna buy. Like right now in my storage, I got almost 7 different amplifiers. Just sitting and collecting dust in my storage right now. Just because they're it says 5,000 watts and later I found out that it's only 300 watt RMS. I'm like,
Oh, geez.
Yeah, this is for a little house party, with one speaker. And luckily, if I'm getting, is it really truly 300-watt RMS, or you know, or just claiming he can hit 300-watt RMS, Because that's what actually you taught me that's the true power ratio right there. Um, we had a conversation about this one day after Cornfest. Like, Dave's like, you bought these amps, and there's bullshit, Dave. What the fuck?
But this is how we learn, man.
I thought, well, they were cheap. He's like, cheap is not always good, Dave. Just spend once.
I've done that on lights. Luckily, never on cameras. But yeah, oh man, what a deal this is. Well, okay, I'll take 12 of them, and 12 of them about the equivalent of one. You're like, well, there's 3 extra light trees just to do nothing.
Yeah, it's like, man, these things are supposed to be bright. How am I supposed to use this? Like,
yeah,
Christmas tree lights. They're supposed to light up my Christmas tree, because that's not even happening either.
No, man, it happens, and same as you, I learned. Okay, I want good lights. I'm gonna have to, drop some money, and maybe I can afford to buy 4 today, and in another couple months I can buy 4 more, and then I got enough to put them up, and then it rocks.
Right. It's just like everything else. Like, right now I'm buying the Bullet because I'm like, damn. I was like, well, I want another set of speakers, good ones. The ones I'm actually looking for are the Electro Voice 3-ways. People are like, oh yeah, as a DJ you don't need 3-ways, but just in case I want to do a live venue, I can have the vocals and the mids and the bass separately,
Yep.
And they're better for live performances. Do they cost a lot more? Of course.
Oh yeah.
Cost. Just like Hyundai when they first came out, there were buckets.
Yeah.
And now you look at them, they're like, damn, that's actually a nice car.
yeah. Come along, build up, and eventually you got a great thing going.
It's just like JBLs. I got some old JBLs from the 80s, and I bought some dual 15 JBLs off of Sweetwater, and I could put them side by side to the ones from the 80s, and the 80s one, I mean, the sound with clarity was just killer, blowing the new ones out of the water. And I'm like, man, someone did something right,
Mm-hmm.
And just the sound quality, the ones that I was getting one from, I forgot exactly which ones I have, but they're single 15 with the horn built into them, and they weigh about 60 pounds a piece. But those, it's just like an old truck, so you can lean against it and you won't do nothing to it. You hit it with the hammer, it laughs at you. These new vehicles, you better lean against it. There's your handprint, But back then, shit, you want good shit, you gotta buy good shit.
Yeah, be a lighting guy because your shit weighs less.
Not everyone can be lighting, Mike.
Well, I know, and I'm still looking for somebody, out here in town or in the area that's doing good live lighting, because I just want to go watch it. I mean, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I know.
But I want to go out and watch a good ass light show. Somebody knows what they're doing, and I'm not finding it.
And that's the problem, Mike. Someone knows what they're doing. It's just like, I see, just like, DJs and stuff like that. I see a lot of these other guys, I'm not mentioning their names, but they all kind of copied my style. I'm big and bold in your face. I got big speakers. I'm loud, and I'm here to party.
Yeah.
And
that's the job.
And I see these other DJs that are like, dude, I did that like 2 years ago, bro.
Yeah, catch up with the times, man.
It's like catch up with the times, And I'm the kind of guy where I'm gonna bring 2 15 subwoofers to a 50-person wedding. Why?
Yeah.
Because I just want to vibrate the whole place. Because I think it's awesome, you know. Because I can't do it at home because the neighbors will pissed off. I'll get the cops called.
You ever heard of a thing called a B52?
I have.
5,000 watt sub.
You know how hard those are to find? I found blown ones.
Do you know how hard they are to move? I could sleep inside that damn thing.
Yeah, I was lucky enough. I saw one. I was doing back in California. I was DJing a backyard party, and it was like I guess like one day. It's like I was doing one party in one house, like 2 houses down. They had another DJ, and this guy was just blowing me out of the water. His bass. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, I looked at it like I said B52. I'm like, bro, like this is some serious shit, man. You're blowing my whole setup.
Just with the lows.
And I had a little decimal meter on my phone, and I was doing, you know, about 80 decibels, you know, which is decent. And this guy was just blowing me out of the water and vibrating my equipment. I'm like, bro, I thought I was loud, but this guy was just like, you know, just his mids and had racks of speakers. I mean, it was just, you know, when I would go look at him, I was like, after my shit was done and got paid, of course.
Yes, of course.
I would go look at his shit. I was like, dude, I didn't give me one of these. He just said, good luck.
Yeah. And get 4 people to help you move it.
You know, 4 people in a forklift.
Yeah. No shit, huh?
You know.
But damn, those things they're so intense.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love getting my hands on one just to play with it, but being mobile nowadays is like, you know, I see these line array speakers, one skinny speaker and like a 15-inch subwoofer, and they said the whole thing weighs like 65 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I like, you know, I've seen so many, you know, good and bad reviews on them, but just for me, I'm old school, Mike. I miss feeling the power behind me, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I want to feel that when that bass like song take your breath away. You know, I want to feel that. You know, if it is like the old school, you know, like the old school subs in cars. I mean, you can hear these trunks rattling miles away, and you're like, man, my stomach's rolling. I know I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
You know, and just that's what I like to do. I like, you know, I like to put on a show, like lightings and special effects. I looked into, you know, cold sparklers.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, I've heard so many good and bad reviews, and I guess nowadays, since there's so many fires going on, you need a pyrotechnics license just to operate it.
For a cold sparkler?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm like, dude, if that's the case, I'm gonna fall on pyro, you know, I'm gonna get some pyro
yeah.
things, and if I want to get the pyrotechnics license, I want the whole night audio, the whole show, you know. But then it comes back to, okay, well, what is the customer paying for?
Right.
You know, I can give us this fantastic show, you know, a tree of lights and this and that, but what is the customer really paying for? You know, I've hit customers high, you know. People ask me, oh, how much you charge? Well, it depends on what I'm doing, how much gear I need to bring.
Right.
You know, how many people do I need to bring to help me move my gear?
Uh-huh. Labor ain't cheap.
You know, labor ain't cheap, no. And that's what I tell people. So, look, you guys want a fantastic show, but you guys only want to pay $100? No.
No, ain't going down.
You know, just like you and I talked about different casinos. I don't want to mention the names just in case one day they might listen to this shit.
Yeah, let's not go there.
You know, you and I had conversations where they haven't got no damn lighting. I'm like, dude, you're a casino. You make what you can pay in lighting in one day, in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Spend the damn money. You know, I mean, I agree with you. I do want to go see a good lighting show, but I realize the only time I can see that if I go to a live brand name artist.
Yeah.
You know, like when I went to go backstage see Pitbull, it was still daytime, so I couldn't really see the lighting.
Right. And
I wasn't gonna pay no $100 a ticket to see Pitbull. I'm sorry. especially when he was doing a bunch of cover songs. He did Bon Jovi. I'm like, dude, you're Pitbull. What are you doing Bon Jovi for? you know, I'm like, no, bro. I'm here to hear your bangers, your hits. And it was funny. I was telling my wife Adriana, I was like, I play more Pitbull than Pitbull. And this is shit,
And he comes to town about once a year anymore, doesn't he?
Yeah. And last time we went, because sometimes you get a better show backstage, and it's free.
Mhm.
The little movie theater right there, I just want to go hear the music. And when I started hearing, cover songs from other artists and the nail in the coffin for me was Bon Jovi, man. I'm like, bro, like I can't even hear you, Pitbull, singing Pitbull songs and
Yeah.
remixes and collective artists that you've done with other artists, Jennifer Lopez and Ja Rule and all these other people. I didn't hear you. I didn't come here, out of my comfort of my own house and sweat my ass off in 95-degree weather to hear you play Bon Jovi.
Yeah, just like I'd still be shaking my head if I'd have heard that. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that against Bon Jovi. I like Bon Jovi, but
yes,
if I want to hear Bon Jovi, I go see Bon Jovi.
Right.
Or I go hear karaoke because that's everyone wants to be singing "Living on a Prayer."
Everybody.
or want to dead or alive.
Well, let me ask you: do you do karaoke?
Mike, that's a 50-50 question because I did it for a while.
I remember you did do it.
And the problem with karaoke for me was one is that I had to hear a lot of bad singing.
Uh-huh.
But what made the job fun is that there's only been, I can put them on one hand, the number of singers that came. I'm like, okay, well, there ain't enough alcohol in this damn bar for me here to hear these bad singers,
Oh, yes.
And there's been only a handful of times where I've heard them, and they were blowing me away because they had a great voice.
Yeah, it happens.
One girl, she was a younger girl, and she wanted Mariah Carey. I'm like, oh, okay, Mariah Carey is that high octane.
Oh yeah, take some power.
And then and her friend wanted Beyonce. I'm like, oh, you're asking two major,
Yeah.
heavy hitters right there. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm here for another hour and a half, so what the fuck else I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I played this song, and then I got blown away because she was like almost note for note with Mariah Carey. I'm like, wow. Then after the song ended, I asked her, I was like, you ain't from Bullhead, are you? And she said, no, I'm just passing through, but I saw karaoke, and I like to sing. I was like, what do you do? She's like, actually, I'm a vocal coach. I'm like,
oh, wow.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let me guess. I just heard her let me guess. Orange County. She's like, close, Van Nuys.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll work.
And then her friend said Beyonce, and almost was note to note too. I was like, damn, please sing again.
Yes.
I it's something I can actually enjoy.
Uh-huh.
But doing karaoke, Mike, it's I know Loki loves doing karaoke.
Oh yes, she does.
And she's a great gal. We talk whenever we're not busy,
Uh-huh.
Because she does a lot of radio show stuff as well as her own things as well. Because we all gotta pay the bills.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, whenever we run into each other, we say hi, and and that's what, I know she does a lot of karaoke, and just tell people to look, she does a great job. As if you want great karaoke, you want a great performance, that's your girl. Pay what she wants, and you're gonna have a great time. guys like me, it's I've been approached to do it, and I've turned down some gigs because it's just not something I'm passionate about.
Understood.
You know, it's like one of those things where I had to do it for the money.
Mhm. Well,
Unexpected bill happened, tire blew, shit.
I told you my take on karaoke.
Yeah.
Japan's revenge for World War II. They won.
you know, and because when we did karaoke, it was more of we had our full lights with me and my previous partner Richard. Um, we had full lights. We're blurring the music. We're bumping the music. So in between songs, we were playing like I call them bangers, but like popular songs people can
Okay.
dance and stuff like that. So for us, we were trying to do more of a party scene with karaoke, but a lot of people didn't like that because they just came there to sing their song. And there's been people where they had their microphone set in front of their mouth, they had their shit a mile away. I'm like, bro, I can't hear myself. Let's move the microphone closer. No, that's not how I sing.
Yeah, well, I can only turn it up so far before it just gets ugly.
I was like, man, I'm already to the point where it's just about feedback.
Uh-huh.
And I can't hear myself. I was like, how about you move the microphone closer? So he finally does it, and it's almost in his mouth.
Yeah.
And I think I just don't have the patience for it.
I understand that. I truly do.
I've covered one of my buddies, who's another DJ here in town. I covered him once for karaoke, and it just didn't feel right with me. I mean, I did it to help him out because he helped me out with a couple of gigs, and his payback's a bitch.
Yeah, some days.
And I just didn't feel comfortable with it. So I just it wasn't right. Sitting like eating something bad just doesn't taste right. It didn't give my mouth a good feeling. And when I left, I was like, yeah,
So you go back to what you know and what the people like, and no matter how happy you make other people with your work, if you can't enjoy it as well, it's kind of pointless to do it.
Right. And in my live performances, I'm sorry I gave you one that had an audio cutout, and you guys will hear that because at that night I recorded at the Avi, and at that particular moment a fight broke out, and I missed my cue to play Kung Fu Fighting. I was like, damn it, like fuck, I should have had a cue, and I have it pre-recorded on my laptop right now under fighting. So just like everybody go Kung Fu Fighting.
Yeah.
So I had like everything. I'm ready now. I'm ready. I'm prepared. Like let's get it done. But
just as a little plug in here for everybody listening to this, once we get done talking here, what did you give me? Just a little under 4 hours?
Yeah, a little under 4 hours.
They got the Party Boys here spinning for just under 4 hours following this interview. So, if you don't like the interview, which, some people kind of, I just want to hear the tunes, man. Well, you're going to have to suffer through this. And then we got just about 4 hours coming out of these guys. And I have already listened to it. And you don't want to miss this.
I got to start off with the funk, man. I love the funk.
Uh-huh.
Because that's why I switched from playing guitar to bass, because on the bass guitar, I can get funky. I like the deep rhythms. I like the walking bass lines. And I love how they slap the bass and make different sounds and different vibes off it. Because when you're listening to, Rick James or James Brown or one of these artists, like you feel what they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, half the time they're probably loaded, but
well,
but but I mean, you still feel like, you know, like the intensity. You still feel what they're trying to do, and it's funky and sounds good. It's different because no one at that time was doing it. But you know, these people, you know, I like the funk. Let's get up, you know, with the funk, and
Yeah.
you know, Brick House came out, and like, hey, you know, it was great. And and that's the sad thing, is that, you know, I hear a lot of these today's rap artists. I actually caught one that took a snippet of Rick James's bass line, the introduction to or I think it was Super Freak, the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
You know, that one. Excuse my, you know, voice. You know, I'm sorry, people. It ain't the greatest, but I get enough to get my point across, just like my Spanish. um, but yeah, I heard a rap artist use that little same snippet, and I heard it. I said, "All these motherfuckers copying Rick James, bitch!
Yeah.
Rick James, leave it, you know." And a lot of Prince songs and stuff like that, and just a little off topic, I heard a behind the scenes. I think it was on Hulu, where Rick James accused no, Prince accused Rick James stealing a synthesizer.
Ooh.
At that time, Prince was, you know, Prince was Prince. I mean, he was not only you know, wrote great songs, but he had a great audio engineering as
Yeah.
well. So at that time, they said that he was only one of the ones that can program a synthesizer. And so to this day, Rick James would say, "I didn't steal shit." And Prince like, "No, you stole my shit. I hear my jams on some of your songs."
Yeah.
But
Well,
you know,
that was a big thing, man. Sampling wars was a big thing for a long time. And you know, if you're an artist that is that good that somebody wants to sample you, like, you know, call them up, drop them an email, say, "Hey, man, I really like to pull these 6 bars. You know, do you mind?"
right.
And it's a tribute. I mean, it's like, you done good, and I can't do that good, so I want to borrow you.
Right. It just and I get it. You know, it's great. You know, if someone can sample my shit, great. Sample it. That means I did something right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and that's just how I feel, Mike. Um, but yeah, it's just how it is. You know. Uh, but being DJ is great. I love it. I'm going to, you know, do as long as I can. I'm trying to teach the kids on how to do it. I take them with weddings that they're allowed to go to.
Yes.
So I try to give them that interaction with people.
Uh-huh.
This is what I do. This is how I interact with the crowd. You know, something maybe that hopefully they can continue on and continue the legacy. You know, try to give them something something to do. You know, because I'm trying to get them off the video games and stuff like that. Try to make them, you know, give them because as a parent, we all want the best for our kids, right?
Right. And they got to think to do this. I mean, this is
Right.
not a gig for simple minds.
No, I mean, for example, me, I always try to tell people how I DJ is that I'm always trying to stay at least 3 songs ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Because as soon as I play that other song, depends on how it ends and my crowd reaction. I know that second song may or may not work, but I know the third song will work. So for me, I always try to stay at least 3 songs ahead in my little library. And you know, God forbid, I need, you know, there's only one of me DJing, and you know, so what I do when I feel the need, because you know everyone goes to the restroom.
Yeah.
When I feel the need, I find the longest song I can, which is like normally like a 5-minute song, and I play that and I run to the restroom.
You need to get yourself a copy of the long version of Inagata Davida. That's like 19 minutes, man.
You know, but that's why I have the kids. I'm like, okay, if I'm not back, play this song.
Right.
I don't care how you mix it, as long as the song is played. And if I'm still not back, play this song.
Uh-huh.
And you know, and that's how it is. You know.
So let me hit you with some serious questions here because my lungs are starting to wind down a little bit. So all of this doesn't do you any good if we don't tell people how to get a hold of you. So somebody's listening to the interview, they listen to your set coming up, they want to hire you. Where do they go?
You can go to Facebook, DJ Party Boys, but the easiest way to do is just give me a call, 928-366-3562.
One more time.
928-366-3562.
There you go.
If I don't answer, send me a text message because where we live, you can go up the hill and your signal's gone. You know, it's a very spotty area. My phone says 5G, but yet I still can't make a phone call half the time. And that's when people just send me a text message, hey, I'm interested. I want to book you, or I have questions about your services. And I normally respond very quickly, you know. The only time I'm not, you know, if I'm a movie or if I'm talking to another client or you know,
At a gig,
you know, I do my best to respond to people when I can, but normally in a timely manner, you know, on a break or whatever, you know. But that's one of the pleasures of working for myself is that, you know, I have this and two other businesses that I do, so I'm always on the phone.
yeah.
But you know, that's also the downfall about working for yourself. You can work
You don't have too much in the way of backup.
Yeah, you know, it's tough. But if they want to get a hold of me, shoot me a text, shoot me a phone number. I had a website, but I got more spam on the website than anything.
Yeah.
We do have a Yelp page, and you know the email partyboysproductions17@gmail.com. If you want to shoot me an email.
That's Boyz with a Z, by the way, people.
Yes, Boyz. Because the reason why we chose Boyz with a Z because there's a hip hop group in Jamaica with the S. They're actually pretty decent. I listened to a few of the tracks. They're not bad. For being self-labeled, I would say. But yeah, that's Party Boys with a Z. Everything, you know, is with a Z with us. That's what we can get away with.
Well, you know, you don't want no copyright lawsuits, man. Those things get ugly fast.
You know, and the number one thing is, you know, I will not play no music from YouTube at a live event. Because it's just, one, it's illegal.
Right.
And two, if someone rats on you, that's $1,000 per song.
Oh yeah, that gets dirty fast. Ooh.
You know, $1,000 is probably more than I'm making that night.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest parts about getting this station going is getting my licensing covered. You know, and I can play anything I own, and I'm licensed in the U.S., Canada, and the U.K., but not the rest of the world. But you know what? Fuck them.
That's right. Fuck that shit. But yeah, I mean, that's, you know, people give it to me. Oh, throw the YouTube up, play this, and off their Spotify playlist, and I can use YouTube as a reference for personal use only.
Right.
Playing with Spotify, I can't play any tracks off of Spotify. I can see what you're playing and see your Spotify playlist, yes, but I cannot take your phone, plug it into my mixer, and play that song.
Oh no, man.
You know, and that's one thing that people are listening. They don't understand the oh, it's just YouTube. Well, yeah, YouTube, yeah, you know.
YouTube is Google, my friends, and they got money.
Yeah, and I'm just over broke.
I'm there.
You know, but yeah, that's one of the biggest things I want to stress is that I can't play nothing from YouTube. I can't play nothing from Pandora. I can't play nothing from Spotify, Sirius XM, nothing like that. In a live performance. At home, yeah, I play Spirit. And when I'm at home, I listen to Sirius XM, the Pitbull station. I like it because it's different, you know.
And he does Bon Jovi.
And he does Bon Jovi. Bon Jovi's on Pitbull radio station. Bon Jovi. Not
Oh man,
Bon
that's
Jovi.
funny.
But yeah, Mike, it's always been a pleasure, you know. And I go, you know, back a couple of years, and
Yeah, I always enjoy talking to you, man.
you know, so you know, it's we always try to bring the best to events and other casinos to,
Yep.
you know, hey, what about this lighting rig? Okay, well, it's even under budget. We can build it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know,
It's just lighting.
it's just lighting.
Yeah.
But yet, when I brought my lights to a certain casino, it not only enhanced the dance floor. People are like, oh wow, what's going on? It brings like ambience
Yeah.
to the show, you know, because we're there to provide a show. We're there to make you groove. Well, I'm there to make you dance, you know, and as a DJ, just dancing doesn't mean you had a good time. It means you like the song. But what I like to do is I like to play songs you forgot about. And, you know, songs like, oh shit, I broke up to my ex-girlfriend for this. Or, yeah, I did my first beer with the homies with this song.
Uh-huh.
So I always try to, you know, incorporate something old from like the 90s, 80s, and 70s into today's mix. So, I mean, you'll hear stuff when I mix on the, in the mix. I mean, I got, you know, Rick James, I got Candyman, I got, you know, it's a different variety of stuff because, you know, it's just like eating the same thing over. You get tired of it.
Right.
You have to mix it up.
Yep.
You know, just like you, Mike. I mean, you know, you get same thing over and over and over. You get burnt out. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I hear you.
You know, but yeah, it's like I said, Mike. It's always been a pleasure. I'm glad you had me on this. I appreciate it.
Well, I enjoyed it, and you know, I wanted to share your stuff with people out there. And hey, maybe you get some gigs.
Hey, that's great. You know, send me a link. I'll put on the social media. Send me a link to this
You get it.
when you get a chance. I know you're a busy guy. I know, you know, I heard your other podcast about talking shit.
Yeah.
And I was listening to that. It's in the car and made me laugh.
That's a fun one to do.
Yeah, you know. But anything else might keep me. You know, I'll do my best to promote you, and you know, I know you do the likewise.
Right.
And anything you need, I'm always here for you. You know that.
That's appreciated, man.
You know, because good people are hard to find, and good friends are always hard to find, even harder.
Yes, they are.
And you know, people who won't try to burn you, or steal from you, or rip your ass off.
Those are the rare ones.
And that's why, you know, people always come back to my DJ, but oh, what are you rocking? Okay, well, you know, you can buy the same gear I can, but you can't copy my style.
Uh-huh.
Because that's my personality. It's just like, you know, that's your flavors, you know. Not everyone can do a podcast, but not everyone can do, you know, talk shit with more than media. You know, let's talk some shit. All right.
And that is a fun one, but I'm gonna go find my oxygen and like park my ass in a chair for a while. And it's been a pleasure, man. And we'll talk again soon.
All right, Mike, if I hear anything, I'll keep you posted, buddy.
All right, man. Take care.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.